or it's another Skills Friday. And today, got a video for my linebackers, man. A little bit of linebacker training for y'all, man. So we got to find out where the ball is going, man. I know this is a very big issue for a lot of linebackers, first-year players that's playing linebackers. Even you could be playing in your fifth year, you be playing linebacker. It could just be an issue. Finding the ball is a huge thing at linebacker. And we're going to keep this simple, man. We ain't going to overcomplicate this. Coach might have never told you. Coach might just be like, oh, just find the ball. It's like, bro, it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Like, finding the ball is not easy. Now, in terms of tracking, you got to track and know where the ball's going. But sometimes you gotta just pay attention to these three things. So we gotta understand what we should be looking at. Now, as you see, Alabama, two linebackers. This is when their defense was like. This was when they was like really rocking. Like, their defense is good now, but like I feel like there was a time between 2011 or 2008, like his early Alabama teams, 2008 to like 2016. His defense was like insane. Always rocking, always great players. Now, football's changed a little bit, but, I'm going to digress. So, first and foremost, you got to understand what we're looking at. So, you got to read the formation, read the threats, and read the keys of your opponent. So, like, in terms of reading the formation, as you guys see, Auburn has an offset H-back type of guy. They have a linebacker, they have a running back behind the quarterback. Now, if you see this a lot of times, it's just like, okay, well, they got that back behind the quarterback. That's a high possibility they can hand him the ball. A lot of times, they're not going to have that running back there. A lot of times, in terms of just pass protection, unless they just want to keep the same look, this might just be their base formation. So, as you see, these two linebackers are reading the formation. They understand, okay, like, we see this guy right here. They might be running to the strong side. The strong side is where they have more people at. So, as you see, this H-back is right here. They're probably going to run to this side. Now, you also have to watch film, understand what teams are doing. If you don't have access to film, your coach will set it up for you. But a lot of times, you want to see the film, understand what teams are trying to do. And the threats, as a linebacker, the threats to you are the lineman and the running back. That's all you're worried about. Now, this guard or this tackle, whatever the running play is, center maybe, that is the only threat to these two linebackers. Guard, center, tackle. Probably in that order. Guard, center, tackle. So, as you see, now we're reading the keys of our opponent. We don't really understand what we don't play for Alabama, so we don't know exactly what Auburn's trying to do. But from what I've seen before, it seems like they have a scheme for it. They have a scheme for what Auburn does. Auburn does run a lot of motion, so I'm gonna show y'all. So as you see, this guy, the back, actually goes in motion. Now, once he goes in motion, the linebacker follows, and Brody dropped the ball. Technically, that's a fumble. I don't understand why they didn't call that as a fumble. That's a fumble, bro. Oh no, I think okay. They called it as a fumble. Now look, they're gonna show it on this. Once he goes in motion, watch 19. 19 moves with him. Now I'm guessing in film. I'm guessing in film. That was one thing that the coach said. The coach was just like, okay, well, if that running back ever goes in motion, I want you to follow him. We're gonna see on another play. I'm guessing. Well, no, I'm not gonna show that play, but I'm guessing that was the responsibility, because I watched some of this game and I was like, okay, I guess that was his responsibility out of this formation. Like, as soon as they moved him, you got to follow. So, understand your responsibility in the game. If the coach is telling you, okay, in this formation we're going to do this, you got to do that first. That's your responsibility. You got to do that first. So, he follows them. They go straight to the screen pass. He's like, all right, let me close in. It's time to close in. He actually got lucky he dropped it, because had he not closed in, he would have been in some trouble. But you gotta read the formation. You gotta understand what you're doing out there. Second, you gotta respect your responsibility, man. Like, your job is your job. The defense is set up the way it's set up because the coach needed it to be set up like that. And I know that was a tongue twister, and I probably can't say it again just like that, but you have to understand that it's set up like this for a reason. Now, with this play, this was a great example of this. And this is also leads to my third part, where you have to follow the ball within your responsibility. So once you're done with your responsibility, you gotta find that rock, bro, within your responsibility. Like if you're a D tackle and you got B gap or you got A gap, and you fulfilling your gap and you rushing through your gap, and the quarterback throws the ball and he throws the ball deep. Now it's not your job to go run downfield and get the interception. Like, bro, you're probably not gonna get there. One, and second, that's a long way to go. If you get them, but same time, you gotta do with what is within your responsibility, bro. Now look, same thing. 19 makes a great play here. Now they run right behind the guard. This guy's box, he bangs out. 19 gets his gap. He gets off the block and he finds the ball, man. That is what you're supposed to do. His responsibility was the gap, and you'll see it greatly when they show from the back. Yep, perfect. So look, you can see his gap is probably B gap. He's probably responsible for everything that comes through this B gap right here. A gap is right here where number 90 he's probably holding that down. Now, as you see, 90 goes to the A gap. He sees his gap. 51, okay, 51 comes out to block me. Let me get out of here. He gets out of there. He sees the ball, and he gets the ball. He goes to the tackle. Now, granted, he was a pile jumper, but we ain't gonna kill him for that. I don't really like pile jumpers. You ain't get to the tackle fast enough. Now, he got there, but he got there a little late. I mean, the party ain't gonna stop because he got there a little late, but hey, you gotta get there. And he got there. And that's the thing. You gotta do your responsibility first and then follow the ball, man. So remember, understand what you should be looking at. He understood what he was looking at. He ain't see no motion, obviously. And he was like, all right, well, my responsibility is to take care of this gap. His responsibility was take care of the gap. 51 slammed down, and he went straight to 19. 19's like, man, bro, get out. I'm out of here. Now he's following the ball. He finds the ball within his responsibility, gets in on that tackle. Peace. Check this video out on the screen if you want to be mean on that green, or real on that field, or extort on that court. The No Baller Left Behind Act supports this video. You feel me?